I mean, Will, there are three subjects where you know our media can't be trusted to tell the truth, the full truth. There's Donald Trump, race issues, global warming. Why is that?
Because most journalists have become activists, Andrew. The fundamental conception of the role has changed in the minds of most young journalists, from reporting what is going on in the world to trying to shape what is happening in the world. And it's a tragedy. And it's also why the public no longer trusts what was once a highly trusted profession. I'd also add, though, that I think there is a strong culture of ideological coercion at places like the ABC. If you were to come out and say what you just said in an ABC newsroom, you would be socially ostracised, you would be shunned, your future opportunities would probably be limited. And so I think that also forces people into taking those positions at places like the ABC and most other newsrooms.
Yeah, Danica, it's like a religion, isn't it? I mean, you know, for instance, here we've got an army that's short of soldiers, short of money, short of weapons. The Albanese government has got our defence forces to commit to and report on plans to go net zero. You know, saying, oh, it's going to explore using green aviation fuels on its jets or having electric Bushmaster vehicles. I mean, seriously, would China be doing this kind of thing?
No, Andrew, China would be actually laughing at us right now. In fact, our enemies would be laughing at Australia, going, look at them. They've got a woke army who is obsessed with diversity and inclusion. They've even got gender-neutral names for some of their weaponry and machinery, and we can't even get recruits. And we're going down that path, and now the cherry on top of the cake, Andrew, we're going net zero. Now, I can tell you that China are not going net zero when it comes to their army because they're too busy building their army. We may as well say, hey, look, we're open for business at the rate this army's going. It's just wrong priorities again.
Honestly, Will, it makes you hope that China will take pity on us. And if we ever do have to use our electric Bushmasters, that we are fighting somewhere where there's plenty of recharging station and the time to recharge them. I mean, the whole thing is so insane. You know, it used to be a joke arguing with the clouds. Now we're fighting them.
Yeah, it is insane. It's farcical. In one respect, I want to laugh, but this stuff also infuriates me, Andrew, because it's one thing doing the whole virtue signalling nonsense in policy areas which are not life and death. Defence is not one of those areas. If you are not focused on the job at hand, Australian servicemen and women, their lives can be put at risk. So this sort of diversionary nonsense is just so morally repugnant to me, because for that very reason, that this is something which we should be taking much more seriously than what we are.
I think so. Look, Danica, a couple of, I've asked on the show earlier this week, I've forgotten who it was with, and I was being assured that we're over, Stephen Trevura, I think it was, we're over the period of peak woke, and that Donald Trump has helped push us over that from now on, you know, woke is on the retreat. Do you see it that way?
Well, I actually feel quite optimistic, to be honest with you, Andrew, because that's what the US election taught us, that people were pushing back against the woke ideology, against DEIs. People have had enough, and when the silent majority have had enough, they've really had enough. Now, I think certainly it's set the tone. I think Australia is still a few years behind the United States when it comes to this, and we certainly have hit peak woke in this country. But I don't know, I personally feel a sense of optimism that people are finally pushing back.
I don't know. We thought that the same after the Brexit vote in Britain, but it only got worse, didn't it, Will?
Yeah, I'm not as optimistic, unfortunately, as Danica, for the reason that our education institutions have been so successfully hijacked. There are kids who are going to go through 12 years of woke brainwashing before they even get to university. So I think this is a battle we're going to be fighting for a long, long time, unfortunately.
Danica Di Giorgio, Will Kingston, good to see you both. Thank you very much for your time.